Welcome back to From Vision to Legacy. And today is our first official video for the channel. And we're going to be talking about why it's never too early or too late to start building wealth and start your legacy building journey. Okay. Now, I'm just going to call this your legacy awakening. All right. So remember, we're starting at the beginning. I'm taking you on a journey through all these videos. So today we're going to talk about the main reasons, right, on why it's never too early or too late to start your journey. Okay. But I'm going to start us off with when I knew that I wanted to go on this legacy building journey and create generational wealth for me and my girls. Okay. I don't think there was a moment per se, right? Like one defining moment where I was just like, okay, I'm ready to do this. I need to create generational wealth and let's go. And then I automatically knew exactly what to do, right? It didn't work out like that. Instead, what happened was I got tired. I got tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I got tired of repeating the same cycles with my kids, right? That I had dealt with when I was growing up, right? So I got tired of, never knowing where the next meal was coming from sometimes, and other times, having an abundance, like that up and down. I just got tired of that grind. I got tired of that struggle, that hustle. I was just tired. And I was like, I want more. That's when like the desire to just really want more started really coming up for me. And it took a while, right, for me to even act on it because I'm just like, oh, I wish I had more money. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I want the girls to have a better life than I did, a better childhood. I want them to have better memories than I did. Um, and it was just, over time, right? Being tired, wanting more. And then I finally was just like, let's start a business. Let's figure out how to get more, right? So that moment was kind of the beginning, right? And remember, this isn't a linear journey. So that moment was kind of the beginning. I was tired, I was stressed out. I was like, I think it was just one of those months where I was just like, how am I supposed to get all the food that we need in the house, pay all these bills, and still have money left over? And it was around Christmas time too, right? So, there's always that holiday stress of, oh my gosh, it's about to be Christmas. What am I going to get them? Blah, 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 right? So I had that moment, realized that I was just tired of repeating the same cycle that I had been in for as long as I can remember, right? Even in childhood. Sometimes we have a lot of money and things are good, and other times we don't even have enough and we're barely making ends meet. I got tired of just being on that rat race, that hamster wheel, going through the same things over and over and over and expecting different results because let's be honest, that is the very definition of insanity. So when I realized I was tired and I made the decision to do something about it, I had no idea where to start, right? Who does when they make a decision? Like when you go to start a business, did you know exactly where to start, exactly what you were supposed to do? Or did you need to research? Did you need to learn? Did you need to figure out what type of business you wanted to start, right? There's so many things that go into this. But I say all that to say, right, that legacy building, okay, doesn't have a starting age. So, there's no particular age. It simply starts the moment you decide that you want to take control of your future. There's no starting age. There's just a decision. When you make that decision is when you start, right? There's no age. I'm not saying, oh, you need to start by the second you have a kid, right? Or the second you find out you're pregnant. Or, once your kids are grown and out of the house, because we can make all types of excuses or scenarios or whatever you want to call it in our heads, right? Of when is the perfect time? There is no perfect time. There's no such thing as too early. There's no such thing as too late because your time is the right time. So whenever you make that decision, that's when your journey starts. And this is just, a universal truth, right? So continuing, moving on, right? So it's never too early to start building wealth. So maybe you decided you wanted to start building wealth way before you even had kids, right? That's not too early. Maybe you didn't even know if you wanted kids. Wherever you are in your journey, right? Or wherever you were and or are, maybe your decision moment is right now, right? Wherever you are or where, when you made that decision, that was the right time for you because you had to be ready. Just like with anything in life, like we have to be ready to make a change and not just say, oh, I'm ready. Like you need to actually, life is going to prepare you for it, right? You're going to be ready. You're going to have the tools, the resources, the drive, the determination, everything that you need to go on this journey is going to be inside of you by the time you make that decision. You just have to tap into it. And remember, I told you that even though it's not a linear journey, right? It goes up and down, that it was simpler than you think to just, start building generational wealth and create your lasting legacy. And that's because it starts with the decision. Once you make that decision, you're going to figure the rest out. You're going to do what you got to do. You're going to get the resources you need. You're going to get the education you need. You're going to get the tools. You're going to surround yourself with the right people. You're going to start building it one step at a time. But the very first step in all of that is for you to decide that that's what you want to do. And once you make that decision, nothing is going to stop you. So, the easiest way, once you make the decision to get started, right, is to start with small steps. So, you have to take the first step, right? So, you made the decision, right? You came to that point, you made the decision. You're like, okay, I want to do this. What do I need to do? Your first step is always going to be your vision in your mind, that picture of what you want to create. So, what does your legacy look like? What does building generational wealth look like, right? That's when you allow your mind, your imagination, right, to run wild. Think about all of the things that you want for yourself and for your kids. All of those things are going to go into your vision, right? So you have to start somewhere, and brainstorming is where you start. Start thinking about, what do I want? Do I want to own a home? Do I want to build a home? Do I want a mortgage? Do I not want a mortgage? Do I just want to rent? Do I want an RV? Do I want a trailer? Right? There's plenty of ways to live. There's no right answer. The answer that you're meant to have is your answer. Where do you want to live? Where do you see yourself living with your children long term? Right? What's the location? Where are you going to be living? In the States? Out of the States? Right? In a new city? In a new place? Are you going to stay right where you are, right where you grew up? These are things that you're going to think about. Okay, now you know where you want to live. What's the next step? How do you get there? Say you decided, like me, right? I can use my personal example. I always knew that I didn't want to live in Ohio for my whole life, even though I was born there, right? And for years, I put off moving because, the kids were in school and it's not the right time. It's not the right time. It's not the right time, right? Well, my kids are still in school. I mean, they're homeschooled, right? But last year, I made the decision that that was the year that I was moving, right? Originally, it wasn't supposed to be till the summer. I ended up moving in May, so a whole month early before school was even out, right? I came down here a few times, found somewhere I wanted to be to at least get down here, right? And filled out the application, paid the deposit, paid the first month's rent, all that good stuff. And we moved just like that. We picked up and we moved. Was it easy? No, no. I was terrified. Okay. And the girls, not so happy. They knew it was something I had been talking about for years, right? Because I was always prepping them for the longest, like, we're going to be moving. We're not going to stay in Ohio. We're going to be moving. But I kept putting it off. So when I finally made the decision, even though they knew it was something I had been talking about, it was still a shock to them initially, right? They were not happy. Well, the older two weren't, but they were, they're in high school. So they have their friends and they had all that. And I understood that, it was going to be a transition period. And for the first like 3 to 4 months of us being down here, probably longer than that, right? I think we're finally just now, and we're in January of 2025, we're finally just now settling in, right? Getting used to our new environment, our new state, our new place of existing, right? So it takes time. It wasn't linear. I made the decision, we moved, and it's been up and down since, right? Sometimes we would get homesick, or sometimes I'd be like, oh man, maybe I should have waited. I wasn't ready. Why did I just jump headfirst into this? You go through all these scenarios, and it's going to be like that when you make the decision that you want to start creating generational wealth and building your lasting legacy, right? Reverse that. Building generational wealth and creating your lasting legacy. Once you first make that decision, you may or may not immediately jump into action on that decision, right? You may take some time to think it over. You may brainstorm some things. You may go back and forth, like, is this the right time or no? But the key is to just start. Take that first step. Okay, I made the decision that I want more for me, for my kids, my family, right? I want more. What can I do to get more? Ask yourself that question, right? What does more look like to me? That's going to be another important question that you ask yourself, because in the beginning, right, you're going to have questions because it's new. It's something you've never done before. So allow yourself to ask those questions and then come up with the answers naturally, because the answer for you is going to be different than it was for me or anyone else that's on this journey. Just because we are on the same journey does not mean our experiences are going to be the same. It doesn't mean our timeline is going to be the same, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all individuals. It's our unique journey. The only thing we have in common at the moment, right, is that we decided we wanted more. And then we did something about it, right? We started taking those steps. So that's why it's never too early or too late to start your journey. Your journey starts when you decide it starts. There's no right age, there's just the decision. And once you make the decision and then you act on that decision, your journey's already started. And you're going to start surrounding yourself with the people, the resources, and everything else that you need, right? To make sure that you're supported on your journey, because that's the biggest thing, is having support, especially because if you're like me, you don't come from a wealthy background. You don't know what it means to actually build generational wealth. You don't know what it means to create a lasting legacy. You don't know everything that's involved, right? You only know that that's what you want to do. And then you start looking for the how. Okay, now that I know what I want to do, how can I do it? How can I make this happen? And you start making a plan. You brainstorm, create your action plan, right? If you're like me anyway, you create that plan and then you start working it one step at a time. And you can start small, okay? It doesn't have to be a major thing, right? So you made the decision, you figured out what legacy meant to you, what it looked like, what wealth looked like to you, and what it meant to you, right? That generational wealth. That's what we're talking about. Start small. You have to build habits, right? So saving money, right? Make the decision to save, even if it is just $1 a month or $10 a month or $10 a week or $1 a week, whatever it is, right? Start as small as you need to start, but start. And once you start, don't stop. Just keep going. Because once you put away that first dollar and then that second dollar, And that third dollar, right? It's just going to keep building and compounding from there, and it's just going to keep getting higher. Your savings is going to increase as long as you continue to put into it. You can choose a dollar amount or you can choose a percentage like, okay, I'm going to set aside 1% of all money I receive or 10%, right? Or whatever percent feels good for you. Once you make that decision, act on it. Start being disciplined about it. It's going to take some time. There's going to be an adjustment period, right? It's going to be a transition for you because it's new. Embrace that and don't let it stop you. Okay? Because once you made that decision, the only thing stopping you at that point is you. So don't get in your own way. Don't get in your head. Don't second guess yourself. Because if you have a vision for your lasting legacy, then you're meant to fulfill it, right? That means it's meant for you because your vision is yours. So if you can see it, and this is going to sound so cliche, I know, but if you can see it, you can achieve it. You just have to do, well, you just have to put one foot in front of the other and continue to go. Even when things get hard, even when you get knocked down, because there will be times where you get knocked down, right? There will be times where you want to give up. You get frustrated. You get discouraged. You feel like you're not making any progress. It's going to happen, but don't give up. You want to know what helps me not give up? When I get discouraged and frustrated and I feel like, man, I haven't made any progress. What do? I look back. That's what memories are for, right? I look back and I'm like, okay, that's where I was. Here's where I am. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm definitely not where I was. So I am making progress even when it doesn't feel like it. And I start looking for the evidence. So I start thinking about the things that I've done, right? Like, all right, starting a business, for example. Okay. You made the decision to start a business. You're 2, 3 years in, right? You're at a certain income level every month. And then you get hit with losing clients, right? Or losing customers based on what your business is. And your business seems to be retracting some. Your income is shrinking, right? Your client or customer base is shrinking. And you panic. And you're like, oh man. And you get disappointed and you get discouraged and you're like, what am I doing wrong? I was making this and now I'm making this. Stop, pause, right? Just take a breath and remember, even though I lost X amount of clients this year, this month, whatever, right? Or X amount of customers this year, this month, I still have more than I did had I not started. And I can build off of that, right? I can talk to my existing clients or customers and gain more. But you also need to take it as a learning moment. What can I do moving forward to ensure this doesn't happen again? Or to at least minimize the chances of this happening again, right? That's how you build resilience. That's how you continue to put one foot in front of the other, even when things get tough. Because once you make that decision, the only thing that's going to stop you is you. Let that sit with you for a minute, okay? So, basically, what you want to do more than anything, like I said, one foot in front of the other, but habits. And we'll have a whole video where we talk about, building habits. And I'll suggest some habits, right? But your habits are going to be your habits. Maybe you can start brainstorming them now. What are the things that I can do? Or instead of saying things, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves, right? What is one thing that I can do starting today to turn it into a habit, right? They say it takes what? 21 days to build a habit, 14, 21, something like that. Um, for something to become a habit, right? Today's day one. So start with your first habit, right? That start with day one, then tomorrow do it again, then the next day, then the next day, then the next day. Before you know it, it's going to be second nature to you, right? In the beginning, you'll have to remind yourself, use your phone. We all have our phones 24/7, right? 24/7. We have our phones. There it is. Okay. So use your phone. Schedule that one thing every single day. That way you get that reminder to do that thing every single day and then build from there. Now you add in the next habit and the next habit and the next habit. And you go at your own pace, right? You know how much you can handle at any given time. You know that better than anyone. Use that because everything you need to be successful on your journey already exists inside of you. Use it. You have the knowledge, you have the experience. Life prepared you for this moment and this journey. You just need to remember that. I don't care how old you are, I don't care how old your kids are, or how young you are, or how young your kids are, right? You can still start. There's nothing stopping you but you once you make that decision. And from there, you just start taking the steps, putting one foot in front of the other every day, taking it one day at a time if you have to, moment to moment, hour by hour, whatever you need to take it, however you need to take it, just do it. And don't stop. Don't give up because your time is your time and it is the perfect time for you to start. As long as you made that decision, all that's left to do is act on it. It's simple, right? So the habits are what's going to keep you going. That's the most important thing. So once you make that decision and you get your vision in your mind and it's set, and you know exactly what you're working towards, start building those habits that are going to support you achieving that vision. Start making the mindset shifts necessary to support you in achieving your vision because your mindset does play a role, right? I'm one of those people that I'm like, it don't matter about my mindset, right? I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. My mindset's not going to get in my way. It's not going to hold me back, right? But over time, I realized that I was actually self-sabotaging because of my mindset. Because when I think something, I start looking for the evidence. When I think I'm not making progress, right? I'll start looking for the evidence that shows me I'm not making progress. And then it justifies me not doing anything to continue to make progress or to start making progress. Your mindset plays a big role. So you're going to need to work on that. And it isn't something that you can magically change right away. Okay. It's going to take you time. It's going to take a lot of course correcting as you go. All right. But don't let it stop you. Just because you don't feel you have the right mindset to do this right now doesn't mean you don't. Maybe that's just something you're telling yourself to prevent you from starting. Maybe you're sabotaging yourself before you ever even get started. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Just start. If you have that vision, act on it. Start surrounding yourself with the people, the resources, start gaining the knowledge, all the things you need to successfully navigate this journey. Okay. And we're going to talk about how to turn your challenges into your strengths, right? Or turn obstacles into opportunities. We're going to talk about that in the next video. Because remember, I told you this isn't going to be easy. It's not linear. It's going to be up and down. There's going to be, times where things get hard and they get real and they seem like they're too much, right? So, in the next video, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how you can overcome those obstacles, right? Turn them into opportunities. You can overcome those challenges and setbacks, excuse me, that you're going to experience along this journey to help you build resilience and to continue to keep moving forward, even when it gets tough. Because when you are a first generation legacy builder, right, when you are the first in your family to do this, once you make that decision, there is a lot that's going to come with that decision. And I want you to be prepared, okay? Because I wasn't. So I self sabotaged a lot, right? And I procrastinated a lot. And I know now, looking back, right, that had I not self sabotaged, had I not procrastinated, I could be a lot farther along than I am right now. Yeah. true. And I know you probably feel the same way, right? Maybe I should have made this decision sooner, or maybe I'm not ready to make this decision. It sounds like it's going to be so hard, right? It's not. It's going to take small steps every single day. One foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward no matter what. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the challenges that I faced, some of the challenges you can expect to face, right? Because it's not all just mindset. Sometimes it's actual challenges, right? Sometimes it's logistical, like you don't know what to do or you don't have the knowledge, right? So we're going to troubleshoot some of the things that may come up for you on your journey. And I'm going to talk you through my experience, right? How to overcome those things and turn those into strengths moving forward in your journey, right? Rather than allowing them to stay setbacks. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Because really, it's simple. I mean, there's no too early, there's no too late when it comes to starting your journey. It's just your time, right? When you make that decision, you get it done, right? There's no such thing as a starting age. It's just a decision that needs to be made. And once you make it, the only thing that can stop you is you. So don't get in your own way. So until next week, when we talk about overcoming the setbacks, right, and turning those into strengths, do me a favor, comment below this video any questions you have, right? Anything you think I didn't cover that you really wanted to know about, and I will respond in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the notifications, and every Friday at 12 p. Eastern, now through June 30th, right? It's going to be every single week. I will drop a video for you. And I'll always tell you at the end of a video what we're going to be talking about the following week, because remember, this is a journey. We're going on a journey, and we have a lot to cover. We do. But that's okay. That's why I made this channel. That's what we're going to do. That's why you're here, right? So now that you made the decision to start your legacy journey, it's time to act. Start building those habits. So one thing you can do right now, and I want you to put this in the comments, okay, is make the decision. And once you made the decision, let me know you made your decision. Say, I made it. I'm doing this. I'm doing it. Whatever you need to say, right? Tell me the one habit you're going to start, even if it's saving $1 a month. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too big. Okay? It's what you can handle. So once you made the decision, I want you to commit to one thing that you're going to start doing that's going to become a daily habit for you during your journey. It could be something as simple as journaling, right? Writing down your experience every day. It doesn't have to be money related, right? I'm just an accountant. So, of course, money is the first thing that comes to mind for me, right? Finances. But for you, it could be something as simple as you're going to start a journal every single day. You're going to write down what went well that day and what didn't, what you accomplished that day and what you couldn't get to. It could be something as simple as that. Whatever it is for you, I want to know. Fill me in, right? So this year, and I'm going to fill you in on mine, okay? This year, I made the decision that I am going to start saving more money. I am committing to putting away 10% of all income that I receive throughout the whole year. 10% is going to automatically go into a savings account because it's going to be going towards building the house, right? The dream house. I have a very specific reason, okay? I have my why for it. So I encourage you, whatever habit you choose moving forward, to make sure that you have a why. Why is this important? Why will this help you on your journey? Or have a what? What do you get out of doing this? What is this going to do for you? Okay. So make sure you comment below when you make the decision and the one thing that you're going to start doing every single day that you're committed to doing. And if you want to, tell me your why. I told you mine. right? But until next time, thank you for joining me. Hope you found this video helpful and informational. And don't forget to invite others to come subscribe to the channel and come on the journey with you, right? The more the merrier. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.